What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggles TV. Today's video is all about the long-term review of the Pixel Fold. This will be my news video for today. Because it's such a slow news day. So Pixel Fold, I wanted to give you my 60-day review. I've had this for about 2 months now, and it's high time that I start telling you how I feel about it at this point. It's still my main phone, but since this phone has come out, the Galaxy Z Fold 5, oh, I almost dropped it, has also come out. And that phone, the Z Fold 5, has changed my mind on a couple of things with the Pixel Fold. And let's just get into it. So Pixel Fold, one of the big things I love about folding phones is the ultra huge large display. And I have to say that the more I use the Pixel Fold, the less I use the inside display. Now, you might think about that and be like, okay, so if you're doing that, why don't you just get a regular phone? And that's a really, really valid question. I don't know. I mean, I still use the inside display. Don't get me wrong. Like when I'm watching a video, I'll watch it on the outside display, but eventually I'll work my way into the inside display. So for me, as much as I love folding phones, it is harder having a display that's like almost perfectly sized on the outside to really want to go on the inside. This is still a little bit too small for me in terms of like the height. I want it to be a little bit taller, but the thickness is great and it makes it so it's a lot more usable than the inside display. So that thing kind of annoys me, whereas like on the Z Fold 5, they made the phone to the point where like you don't want to use the outside display, you want to use the inside display, and that's it. And that's the way I would live. I'd make phone calls on this outside display, I would text, I would do everything on the inside display and nothing on the outside display. So that was like a major thing for me. And again, I look at it as a plus and a minus because you get a folding phone again because of the bigger display, but I'm spending so much time on this outside display. Speaking of the inside display and the outside display, it shows apps perfectly fine. You know, you look at, for instance, Instagram, looks awesome, looks perfect on there. But then when you open it on the big screen, it looks kind of awkward. And then when you grab it on like a Galaxy Z Fold 5 phone, it looks fine. You know, look, I mean, it might be stretched out or something, but there's software in there and there's features in there that you can make apps take up the full display. I wish Google Pixel still had something like that. They still don't. And it's kind of a turnoff using some of the apps on here because when you put them on the big display, they just don't take up the full screen. You know, even here's X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Now, when I turn it that way, pretty much it does take up the whole display. So it's something to get used to. That app compatibility still isn't there. And I don't know if it ever will be. That's the main thing, but it is an issue so far with it. I've installed Android 14 on this phone, the beta, and I have to admit, it gets better and better every time. You know, sometimes with the beta, there's been issues with like touch responsiveness. Like sometimes that won't work, sometimes it will. It's not a common thing, it just happens occasionally. Or sometimes an app will close, like my banking app, I'll log in, but then it crashes, and then I open it the second time and it works fine, like things like that. But I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is battery life. When I installed the beta Android 14, battery life has been amazing. Like yesterday's been my best yet. Not the best screen time. Like I only had like, I don't know, 5.5, 6 hours of screen on time, but it was 10 p.m. I hadn't charged it at all, and I still had like almost 20% battery life. It was insane. So it is a big thing that's about to come to a lot of people. The real Android 14 update should be launching at the time I'm making this video, should launch sometime in September. And it's gonna bring some great battery life performance with it. And that's one of the things I'm really impressed with so far is the battery life on the Pixel Fold. Performance on this has been amazing, guys. Day-to-day performance on this is so smooth. It's been awesome. I have no regrets. I'm not angry at anything. Performance has been awesome. I love using this just day-to-day usage, opening up apps, using apps, all that stuff has been awesome. Now, when you compare it raw to raw specs with a Z Fold 5, such as like high-end gaming, such as Genshin Impact and playing that at the ultimate settings, you know, the Z Fold 5 will just pretty much destroy it. But this can still hang. It can still play top-notch games at good frame rates, just not the best frame rates that are available right now, but it still can game. But I haven't had any issues with overheating. I haven't had any issues with running any apps because of the processor being a Tensor G2, which, you know, if you hear from Google, it's a great processor, and it's fine. Is it the best? No. But is it fine? Yeah. I had no problems with it. So performance, I've been very happy with. To go back to software, I'm really enjoying call screening on this. That's when someone calls you and you can have like a AI robot talk to it. It's awesome. I love it. And then it puts the text on the screen. That's really, really cool on there. It's a really cool little feature. And then software in general, it's just, I love the Samsung side and I miss it. I've admitted that in other videos. But at the same time, it's nice to go to like a vanilla Android experience and use this, and it's super fluid and fast, and there's a lot of smart features software-wise with it that really make it, you know, feel really nice. And not to say that on the folding side there's not things they could add, such as better multitasking features and better well thought out ideas that, you know, the Galaxy Z Fold 5 and Samsung have in terms of software and customizations. Yes, they definitely could, but you know, if you're just using this A to B, and then sometimes you want to throw a curveball in there, this has that stuff. So it's kind of cool, and I'm really enjoying the software experience on the Pixel Fold. Cameras, absolutely great. I still, to this day, love the cameras on this. I trust them with all my heart. I bring this phone with me and I take pictures of my son and his friends, or of an apple tree or a sunset or whatever it is, and I'm thoroughly impressed with it. I'm very happy with the cameras wherever they are on this. They're awesome. Really happy. Again, are they the best? No, but are they what I trust the most in a foldable phone still to this day? Yes, they are. Reliability and build quality and all that, it's been perfectly fine. I don't have any, at least I haven't noticed. I haven't broke it. I haven't had any scratches. I haven't damaged it at all. It hasn't been broken. Like I said, it's been perfectly fine with all the reliability. The only thing I just don't like, and it does feel, it just doesn't fully close, and I think that has to do with their engineering. Like, they didn't want it to fully lay flat. You can see it's a little bent. It's like 178 degrees rather than 180. It just, that part makes it look and feel a little bit cheap, but again, everything's been great on it. I don't have any issues with it. It's with reliability, and I still have my insurance plan on it, which puts me at ease, and I would recommend it for any folding phone pretty much. But otherwise, it's been great. So I still recommend the Pixel Fold as a folding phone to get. I don't really have any things bad to say about it. The price is $1,800, and that's extremely high for any foldable phone. It's the same as, you know, the Galaxy Z Fold 5 price. The thing that worries me the most is that, you know, for someone that's thinking about getting the Pixel Fold and they're like, you know, I'm going to keep this for 5 years or something like that. What worries me about that is the performance. As phones and software get more complicated and more energy reliant and having to use more power, I don't know if I trust the Tensor G2 processor to last that long. Even 3 years, you might start seeing some lag. But if you're going to keep it for 2 years or less, I think you're pretty good with that. I wouldn't worry too much about it. But 3 years, I think you're kind of pushing it a little bit. Maybe it'll run still wonderful, but I can see at that point, you know, some lag working its way in to the device and not being able to game as good as it probably could. But otherwise, again, I'm really happy with this phone. I still recommend it as a folding phone to get. The cameras are nice. The screen is perfectly fine. It's got good reliability with the build. The software is nice. It's just a really good phone. Is it the best at everything? No, it's going to be a personal preference. But I think this phone, this Pixel Fold 4, is not for the person that thinks and wants and needs the most power. It's a person that wants a good device that's lifestyle oriented, that wants a good camera, that wants a nice display, a big display to watch videos and do stuff like that in social media. This is fine for that. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you have the phone, if you don't, and you've never tried it, don't hate on it. Give it love. Why not? I want to know really from the people that actually have had this phone for more than a month and what your thoughts are. Have a great day. We'll see you down the road. Peace.